Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. Thank you. And they're having a rough go right now, but for what it's worth, pretty much everything's having a little bit of a rough go right now. I'm sure you're familiar with FTX and SBF and this this kind of amped up, amphetamine up CEO over at Alameda. Didn't really do anybody any favors on all of this, but I'm trying to take a pragmatic viewpoint on this. It needed to happen, and it's good that it happened because could you imagine if they carried that kind of hard asset to debt ratio into a bear bull market? It would have been just an atomic bomb. So right now it's unfortunate, but 6 months from now it would have just been that'd have been it. I mean, that would have been a swan song. So kind of worked out. Anyway, all of this has, of course, directly affected the price of AMP. AMP runs more or less with Bitcoin, and yeah, here we are. So no, nobody likes to see that. This is not a particular breakdown of the token itself, just the way that the price action runs on it. So that's a bit unfortunate. Believe it or not, I think I'm gonna gin up a little bit of interesting speculation because I did get one big takeaway from this whole big mess, and I will get to it. So please hear me out. I wanted to talk about the meet and greets that happened over the last couple of days. And there's not a lot of real interesting takeaways from them coming soon. AMP Flex is more or less shifting their focus over to Europe, and again coming soon. So I think they with the regulations and the way that crypto is viewed over in Europe, I think you might have a better chance of getting a little bit more implementation, and you need it because that's what makes AMP go up organically is actually using it, and right now nobody's really using it. Now with the black eye that crypto's gotten over the last week or so, look, it's set back. Period. That's it. I know we can all speculate and bring it back around to education and say, well, people don't really understand blockchain, and that's true. I agree with that. Most people don't understand blockchain, but they absolutely understand sensationalism, and when you have a media that's just going nuts right now, look at crypto. My goodness, how can they do regulate, 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 and bring it back around to AMP? Say, well, AMP's the most compliant, but compliant to what? We don't even have really. There's really no rule set laid out for it yet. This is going to be an ever-changing type of scenario right now, and it's going to run for a good long time. So Europe is most likely a better place to try to really get some traction. It's going to be tough here in the U.S. for a while, but this is where I'm going to go off my own beaten path when I start really talking about AMP from a price and investment standpoint. The best takeaway, the biggest takeaway that I got out of this, all of this mess, and it's still going to be deciphering for weeks and months, but the most interesting tidbit that I saw on this whole thing was actually from Visa, of all places, Visa. Visa has officially ended their partnership with FTX. They're on a mission, kinda. I mean, you know what? They're legacy fiat pay rail, but they were still trying to pile into the crypto space. They're trying to get into the crypto space, and you're going to want to partner with a big name when something like that comes up. So along came FTX, SBF. He's the savior of the entire space. Look at all the brilliance that he's done, and then it went south. So Visa has cut ties with them. Now this really brings up an interesting question: is Visa still committed to trying to bring Bitcoin and other digital assets out to legacy customers? Are they really committed to it? Is this something that they intend to do, or is this them just paying lip service to digital assets and saying, "Look, we're hip, we're cool, we're with it, we can do it as well"? Are they really doing that? Are they really committed to that? Because if they are, then they're going to need to partner up with somebody else, maybe somebody who can guarantee the price at the time of payment. Because with the insane volatility of the markets right now, what you're paying for something is going to be a hell of a lot different than what it's going to be on the other end 60 seconds from now. So I do enjoy speculating sometimes. I don't I don't think this is the one, but we do like to exist on hopium. We do like to wrap our heads and our investment dollars around the best case scenario. And believe it or not, for this one right here, for Flexa, for AMP token, this was the best case scenario. This what happened right here was absolutely the best case scenario. Even though it tanked the price, not kinda, it did tank the price. It opens up a new avenue for exploration. If I was with Flexa, if I was working for Flexa or the AMP Foundation or anything, I'd be knocking on Visa's door right now saying, you got the right idea, but you had the wrong implementation. We could be the correct implementation because we collateralize the transaction. It's what we're here for. It's what we do. We have good. The tech works. Here it is. We've already been using this for a good long time. It's already been fleshed out. So the tech works. Now, if you want to continue to bring this without being reliant on somebody like an FTX, we can do this right now. I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying it's unlikely to happen. But if I was in this business and this was my intent, then I would absolutely be knocking on Visa's door right now saying, hey, you picked the wrong horse, buddy. All right, we're the right horse, and let me show you how. I think it's worth entertaining. I'm just going to leave it right there. I think that something like that is worth entertaining. Aside from that, guys, look, man, this is a market issue. All right, it's not particularly an AMP issue, so I wouldn't be losing my mind over this. My personal investment in this, when I bought it a few weeks ago, I'm down 200 and say I'm down about 25-30% on that purchase, but I just did it so that I could continue to discuss AMP and not feel like a complete ass because I don't own any. So I do still own some. Gives me the moral high ground to actually discuss it. Anyway, who knows? That I'm just going to leave it right there. Who knows? Questions or comments, Scott at thepodcast.com. I answer any and all emails. Makes me feel important. And until next time, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money and take everything you're going to see over the next month or so with a grain of salt. Central exchanges are not crypto. They're not Web3. All right. They are the legacy world's interpretation of Web3. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. That's all we got, guys. Cheers.